Welcome to Baila Travel. We are Jenny and Kevin.
Today we're taking you to a Pueblo Magico in the state of Querétaro to learn about Mexico's most recent cultural phenomenon, Lele the ragdoll, la muñeca de trapo. Like usual, we're gonna start our visit with some eats to fuel our energy for today. But first, a quick mention of how we got here. From the bus terminal in Querétaro City, we booked bus tickets to Amealco. There are two lines that go to Amealco, Amealcenses and Pegaso. Pegaso had a bus departing in 3 minutes, and we hopped on just in time. And about an hour later, we arrived. Just outside the bus station in Amealco was a Sunday flea market with lots of yummy looking food, but we were on a mission for one of our favorite foods, barbacoa de chivo.
So we were headed out to another barbacoa spot, but it was really far on the map, and we ended up here at Pancho Villa, and I'm happy we did because I asked the owner if we can record him for the video. I was like, yeah, he's super excited, showing me the oven, how they make the barbacoa, showing me the menudo, how they make tortillas made by hand, and I love the aesthetic of the restaurant. It feels very Mexican Revolution, very similar to La Patrona from our Querétaro video. If you do plan to come here to Barbacoa Pancho Villa, you gotta note that it's only on Sundays, and that's the case for most barbacoa places because it's such a hard process to make barbacoa. It's normally a weekend thing, so just to point that out to you if you come during the week. We love the garbanzo touch on the consommé here. It looks really, really good. And then look, we have here barbacoa. Y bien suavecita, mira.
Aprovecho.
Thank you, baby. No.
No? Is that a good no or a bad no?
No.
A good no or a bad no?
A good no. Wow. It just might be the best I've ever had. ¿Ah? Chingo.
Barbacoa Pancho Villa, eh?
Órale. You come to Amealco and you want to look like a tourist, wear shorts like us. No individual in this place is wearing shorts. Everybody has pants and most of them are wearing jeans.
We're the only two people in town wearing shorts.
We look like outsiders. That kid is cool as hell.
Wow. I don't think I'll ever be as cool as that kid right there.
Yeah,
what in the world did I just see? He's gotta be like 6. Driving in traffic.
Look, this is beautiful.
I'm so glad we came on a Sunday. This is the day where families are out, all the street vendors are out, and it's such a beautiful day.
Amealco de Bonfil is one of Querétaro's Pueblos Mágicos, and it is also home to this very special Mexican icon, Lele.
What time is it?
Norteño time, baby.
It's noon on Sunday, and you've already got a concert and the kiosco in the middle of the plaza. Love it. One-man show, watch out. We're gonna miss out on one of the nicest things there are to do here, but I want to let you know ahead of time so that you can plan for it. There is a video mapped light show on the church on weekend evenings around 8 or 8:30 p.m. and it features, guess who? You guessed it, the star of the show, Lele. So if you have a chance to be here for an evening, definitely check that show out and send us pictures because we're gonna miss it. According to Querétaro state authorities, the dolls originate from this Pueblo Magico of Amealco de Bonfil. But you also have the Mazahua people of the neighboring state of Michoacán laying claim to the dolls. And other sources say that the dolls actually originate from Mexico City in the 1970s. The popularity of the dolls also surged around the same time as a movie personality known by the name of La India María. Could there be a connection? La India María is a fictional character who happens to look a lot like Lele, wearing a similar Mazahua style dress, braids with ribbons in her hair. And this particular character, although stereotyped as an indigenous, silly, goofy woman, is a character who experienced situations of classism, racism, and discrimination. So I wonder, who came first? Was it Lele or La India María? And who inspired who? What do you think? Stay tuned to find out Lele's true origin story. Check out this cool monarch butterfly mural. It talks about how Amealco is part of the route for butterflies migration south from Canada and northern US down to the state of Mexico and the state of Michoacan, and it happens to pass right through this Pueblo Magico. Doesn't that just add to the magic?
Yeah, we gotta put that on our bucket list. Donald Trump.
I'm not sure what it is, but dogs seem to like us.
They seem to like you.
I mean,
smell you and then they follow you.
I didn't even pet it, I didn't smile at it, I didn't do anything. I mean, I was thinking about it, but then I got distracted and, you know, here he is, just hanging out. We stop, he stops.
Dale.
Where are you going? Oh no, he is following you. It's not me. Look, look, look. Look, I'll stop, you keep walking. Yeah, it's you.
¿Qué sería de mí sin ti?
I love this pun. What would I be without you? Cheese shop. I love it. Amealco is a really small pueblo. You don't need a whole lot of time to see it. A lot of the fun things going on are over there in the main plaza principal or Zócalo. And you want to venture out into the more residential neighborhoods, it's a nice walk. But I think we're gonna see everything in about half a day.
Maybe even 2-3 hours is good enough.
A few hours, yeah. Really relaxing place to be on a Sunday.
Walking around Amealco can make you very thirsty, especially
It's a dry air.
Yeah, super dry. And around this area, one of our favorite fermented drinks is very common around here.
Pulque!
So we're heading out to one of the oldest places that makes pulque here. This establishment, it was opened in 1885, so we're super excited to see all the different flavors of pulque.
Yeah, this place might have opened in 1885, but pulque is a pre-Hispanic drink full of vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and
pure happiness.
And maybe some alcohol because it's fermented, right? But it's delicious.
I love it already. Pulqueria Federico looks like a saloon, but I'm definitely not wearing the appropriate clothes for this. Where's the jeans and the boots?
You forgot your boots.
Let's go.
What are the benefits of pulque?
It's a good digestive, calms nerves, great Viagra, gets you drunk, makes you happy. What else do you want?
We got pink pine nut flavored. Tastes like a milkshake. Delicious. Lele loves pulque. Do you like pulque? Have you ever had pulque? Delicious.
One of the must things you have to do when you come to Amealco is visit the Museo de la Muneca artesanal, which is Lele. This is so far my favorite one because she looks like me. She's tan, she's dark. And I feel like it's a representation, a right representation of what Lele is, Maria, you know?
Lele can come in all colors. The museum is free, but guests are welcome to leave a donation. It's small, and you probably don't need more than 20 minutes to see it all. The dolls on display are typically award-winning dolls or donations made by local artisans. The awards are given at the annual Festival de la Muñeca Artesanal, the Artisan Doll Festival, each November, hosted right here in Amealco. We saw some beautiful works of art varying in styles, materials, and representation of indigenous communities. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? Because there were a few that were a little creepy. Like these made out of dried peppers and seeds. Really cool, but kind of creepy. And then you have this art gallery room full of beautiful paintings. Look at the texture on this one. They're so beautiful. Lele Santo, Lele Demon, Blue Demon and Santo. Oh, these are awesome. The version of Lele that we see today is fairly young, only about 40 years old, but her story begins way before that. Originally, she was made of corn husks and straw, until the arrival of the Spanish contributed to the evolution of the doll with the mixing of European-style toys and materials with the indigenous ones. In its beginnings, the doll wasn't simply a toy. She was a form of protection for children from evil spirits, and over time became more playful in design and a wholesome representation of indigenous culture. these two are the main dolls. We've got Lele and Donshu. Donshu means baby, also in the Otomi dialect. And this map shows you the two communities where these dolls are said to be originally from. Santiago de Mezquititlan and San Ildefonso Tultepec. In Santiago Mezquititlan, there's actually a giant monument of Lele. Another thing, at this museum, they also have a Lele making workshop. You can learn how to make the dolls. They're a 2-hour workshop, and the price of the workshop just depends on the size of the doll you want to make.
But that's not all. The museum had a mammoth-sized surprise in one of its exhibits. This is super awesome. 15,000 years of history. Amealco was home to one of the only 2 mammoths found in all of the Americas. Recently, with the new construction of the airport in Mexico City, they found over 200 mammoth fossils. But for the longest, it's so cool that Amealco is home to these beautiful fossils found here. I don't even know how to explain it. It gives me goosebumps just to see so much history in this small town. Amazing. It's magical.
This is the workshop for making the dolls, right next door to the museum. You can make your very own Lele doll. We already have our Lele, so we won't be participating in the workshop, but it looks fun, and they even help make it easy for you. And if you're short on time or prefer to leave it to the professionals, luckily there's no shortage of Leles to shop for. They've gotten so creative over time. Like the doll has evolved since its inception, and artisans begin to add their own touches, their own creativity, and Lele has just blossomed into so many different kinds of identities and representations of the diverse culture of Mexico. Y hasta brujas. Está bonita la bruja, me encanta.
You look like her, what do you expect?
What you talking about? Maybe that's why I like her. Mira, Dia de Muertos.
So we found out that the boy version of Lele is named Panchito, and I'm gonna hunt to look for one, but I want one with the same skin tone as me. I want a brown, tan Panchito. So let's go find this Panchito of ours. So I found one, and it's un costeñito.
Costeñito means?
Somebody from the coast. Look at his little outfit compared to a rancherito norteño.
Different regions of Mexico.
Damn, I don't know which one to go with.
Which one's more Kevin?
Nah, I gotta go with this guy. He has his chanclitas.
Aww.
He's cute.
He's the beach bum. He'll be a little beach
He has a little
Panchito.
guayabera. Señorita, ¿cuánto cuesta este? 60. I didn't end up getting him because he wasn't the same size as Lele, and we want him to be companions. So I'm still on the hunt to find one, but if I don't, then maybe back in Querétaro we can find one. So next time we come to Amealco, I'm definitely going to do the workshop and make sure that I make a little Panchito that looks like me, because none of these dudes look like me, or they're at least not the right size to pair up with Lele.
Sorry you didn't find what you wanted, but I just found something I've been wanting. Es una bolsa de esta. Oh, ¿verdad? Yeah. Lele and I want to take a moment to thank our Patreons for their support. Without you, we wouldn't be able to make these videos for very much longer. So we want to thank you so much for believing in us and supporting us on Patreon. If you'd like to become a Patreon member, you can go to patreon.com/eatbailatravel and check out our different membership tiers. So there are some contradictions as to where Lele is really from. One of those stories is from the mid-20th century, when there was a wave of migration of the Otomi and Mazahua peoples into the capital of Mexico City. These indigenous migrant people were street vendors that were not very welcomed by local merchants and authorities. In response to the harassment and discrimination they were experiencing, the government decided to intervene and start the PYEE program, La Programación y Estudios Económicos, or the Program in Economic Studies, which was established to help these women make a sustainable living out of their crafts. And it taught them how to use sewing machines. It helped give them workshop space, nutrition education, basic education, and even childcare. And fun fact, the leader for the PYE program was Guadalupe Rivera, the daughter of muralist Diego Rivera. As an artist herself, she taught these women her own style of making the dolls, which then evolutionized to the style that we know today. The program itself eventually died out, but the indigenous women eventually returned to their hometowns and taught their communities how to make the dolls. And along the way, they continue to add their own touches and dress them in their own image. So when you're visiting Mexico and you see one of these dolls, buying one as a souvenir is a great way to support these women and take a great piece of Mexican culture and history home with you. Before we close out this video, Lele has one more thing to say to you. She says, please subscribe if you haven't already. Join us for more adventures as we continue to travel Mexico in search of home. And don't forget to hit that like button and the little bell to make sure that you are notified next time we post a video and you're the first one to see it.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our adventure here in Amealco. Se cuidan, se bañan y nos vemos hasta la próxima.
Ciao! So there are some contradictions.
Dog's back.
Mexico's most recent cultural phenomenon. I think I did it again. Phenomenon. ¿Qué es piñón en inglés? Pine nut. I got these nails done specifically to... What am I trying to say?